Before performing the control site reading or control reading, complete the device setup and cartridge calibration procedures described in the previous section of the DVD. We will now show you how to use the hair check to measure your client's normal hair density. Note that hair must be at least 1 inch long to perform this reading. The control reading is taken in zone 10 at the back of the head where hair loss rarely occurs. This reading is done only one time before any other readings and prior to the beginning of any treatment for hair loss. You will compare the control reading to readings taken on other parts of the head to determine if hair loss is occurring. To mark the location for the control reading, first have your client lean forward, resting their elbows on their knees with their forehead supported by their hands. This gives you complete access to the back of the head for your reading. Holding onto the sides of the marking template, moisten the 4 tips by pressing them into the small ink pad included with your hair check device. Look at the back of your client's head and visualize a horizontal line connecting the top of one ear to the top of the other. Center the marking template at the midline of the head with the 2 top legs positioned just below your imaginary horizontal line. Press the template against the scalp so the 4 legs leave 4 dots of ink on the skin. Be sure you can see all 4 dots clearly. If you cannot, repeat this step until all dots are visible. If the scalp is wet, the ink will not adhere properly or could smudge. Blow or blot dry the area of scalp to be marked prior to marking if it is wet. You are now ready to create the hair bundle to be measured. We recommend using reading glasses or doctor's magnifying glasses for these steps because it will involve the positioning of individual hairs. Part the hair along a line running vertically from one corner dot to the one below it. Hold the hair between your fingers, pulling it toward the inside of the box created by the 4 ink dots. Now use a toothpick to gently pull hairs out of the bundle until you get a clean scalp line between the 2 dots. Use tape to immobilize the hair outside of the bundle along the scalp line you created. Repeat this procedure for the adjacent side of the bundle, then the other 2 sides until you complete a square, always creating a clean scalp line between 2 corner dots. At this point, you should have an isolated bundle of hair originating from a 2 cm by 2 cm section of scalp. You are now ready to take a control reading on the bundle of hair you created. Hold the hair check lightly by the handles, but do not apply pressure to the handles or compress them in any way. If you compress the handles, it will render the cartridge unusable. Use the fingers of your free hand to grasp and lift the hair bundle, then insert it into the slot in the end of the cartridge. Leave about 1 inch of hair between the cartridge and the scalp to avoid painful pulling. To take the measurement, squeeze the handles firmly and take note of the number that appears on the LED display. This number is called the Hair Mass Index, or HMI. Memorize the number or have the client write it down for you. Release the handles and grip the hair check by the body, letting the handles return to their wide open position. Remove the device from the hair by gently sliding it along the length of the hair until it slips off the tips. Immediately write down the number which was displayed on the LED readout during the measurement if it was not done previously. This is your control reading, the normal density for your client's hair. You will need this number to assess hair loss on other parts of the head. To create a record of your client's progress in treatment, we recommend using the Client History Card to keep track of all your hair check measurements, dates, and locations on the head. Once you have completed and notated all information, remove the cartridge by turning it the opposite way you did to lock it, holding the hair check by the body, not the handles. Pull the cartridge straight out of the end of the device and discard it in the trash. The cartridge is not reusable. Remove all tape or clips from the hair. Attach the marker template to the locating strip for storage and press the on-off button to turn off the hair check device. Finally, compress the handles and slip the ring over them to keep them closed, then return the hair check to its protective pouch for storage.